All right. Hello, hello, everybody. Let's see. Do I see all my folks? Um, welcome, welcome. It is Christy Michelle, and welcome to the Aligned Soul Quantum Queen TV. Today, we are going to talk about asking money for permission. We're going to talk about what it is, what it looks like to do this. We'll talk about like how money really desires you to be in your own power, and then what things that you can do to be in your own power when it comes to money. And so, first of all, what does it mean to ask money for permission? A big piece of asking money for permission, it is when you are using money as an excuse for why you cannot do, be, or have something. So, what does this look like in life? Have you ever had the experience of wanting to create something in your life, wanting to, let's say that you desire to have a new car, and you're like, but I can't have that car because I don't have the money for it yet. This is what it looks like when you're asking money for the permission instead of being in your own power and deciding that the money gets to support you and expand to support your desires. This also looks like you want to, do coaching, or you want to invest in your business in a certain way, but you're like, I can't do it yet. Or when I manifest something, then I'll be able to take this step. And you don't even put the steps together to ask for how much it will cost. You don't do your due diligence to setting yourself up for being ready for when the money flows. You really sit there in fear of, well, if the money comes, it's more of a hope frequency. If it shows up, then I'll do this. What we get to do is stop asking money for permission and then come back to being in our power with money and remembering that money expands to support our desires. And the more you can start to say, you know what, I'm going to show up for myself. I'm going to decide that the money gets to come to support this. And then I'm going to do my part to create the avenues for money to flow versus being in fear to even think, dream, want, decide, go test drive the car, before actually doing the things that would put you in the vibration of knowing that you get to have it. So let me know, like in the comments, if you're here live or even watching the replay, have you ever waited to do something because you were either in fear and waiting for money to come so that you could? I'll give you a couple of examples in my own life or in my client's life where they were doing this. And then once they did this one switch, then it was more of a partnership and walking with money versus begging for it to come, or waiting for it to come, or wondering if it would come. And I can't dream about this until I know I have it. And then what happens? You never have it. So, for example, recently I desired to go into this very high level mastermind. It was a high four-figure cost, and I was like, I really know that this is going to make a huge difference in my business. And so what I decided was, let me follow up and find out how much this costs instead of what I would have done. What I would have done in the past is wait for money and ask for it for permission and wait for money to give me permission before I could ask. And so what I did was I approached this mentor and I was like, what is this mastermind? Give me all the details. Tell me what the cost is and tell me what the deadline is. Because I decided that I got to get all of the details, and I got to decide that money got to expand to support my desires, and it got to show up for me in the way that it needed to in order for me to sign up for this. And so I was proactive. We talked back and forth. I was like, okay. I was like, I will be back. And I decided that money got to come through my business and it got to come to me in a way that was going to be super easy, and it was going to be exactly the amount that I needed. And guess what? It did, because I decided that I got to walk with knowing that this was going to happen, get all of the details first, and then take the steps. So, hello, Allison. So, in what ways are you asking money for permission instead of deciding that it gets to come and flow into your life and you get to be supported? I had a client who desired to travel. She wanted to travel. She wanted to go to all these places. This was the vision that she had for her life, but she was waiting. I said, so where's your first place? Where are you going to go? And she was like, well, I want to go this place. I was like, okay, how much is the hotel? How much would the flight be? Like, where would you like, when would you like to fly? When would you like to be there? And so she's like, I'm not so sure. I haven't, I don't know. And I was like, well, I'm not telling you to buy it yet. I'm telling you to put yourself in the position of this money is going to come. This is how much it would cost. This is the steps that I'm going to take instead of waiting for it before you start being the person who's doing the travel. So if you're going to be the person who travels, what are you doing? You're planning your travel. And so she started to plan her travel. She decided that the money got to come. And so she said, okay, I would travel here. This is how much the flight would cost to go here to here. She just had fun looking at the different hotels, the different things that she would do during the travel. She just decided that she was going to have fun with it. And as she decided to have fun with it, what happened? Money started to trickle in, money started to flow, clients started to come because she started to be the person who the money expanded to support her desires versus being the person that was waiting for money to come before she could walk and be the person who had the desires. So is there a place in your life? I want to see it in the comments or below the video if you're watching the replay that you are waiting for money to come before you even make the plans. Yes. Lauren says, yes, no more waiting for money to validate you. Exactly. You decide that money expands to support your desires and that money's sole reason for existing is to be a resource for you. And so if money is to be a resource for you, then you're the one who decides how it comes and how you get to use it. And so what you get to do is to create the containers. I had another client that she wanted to buy a lot of property and she's like, I really want this. I want this. I want this. I have this vision. And I was like, so why don't you do this? Set up an account. So she did an online savings account. And I said, name that savings account whatever you are saving for, like whatever you're bringing into your life. And I was like, and start just directing a couple of dollars every week into that account. Doesn't matter how much. I don't care. I just want you to actively say, I know that this is what I'm purchasing and this is happening and I'm putting money towards it. And so she started to do that. And what happened? More money and more money and more money and more money and more money started to come. And that account was filled up to the amount that she needed so much quicker because she gave money the direction. She didn't ask money for the permission. She decided to tell money, this is what we're going to do. I'm so excited. Let's go. Right. And she was playful with it. She had fun. She said, oh, $1 here, $2 here. Right. In the beginning, it was very tiny amounts, but she was like, I know this is something that I'm going to do. This is something that I'm traveling to. This is some place that I'm about to go. This is where I'm going to be using this money. Money, it's up to you. You are here to support my desires. So are you picking up what I'm putting down? Let's see. Allison says, I signed up for a training that has a monthly payment, even though I didn't have the money in the bank and said, more money is on the way. And what you get to do now, you get to say, okay, so I know I have this payment and you say it's this amount, money is on the way. And then what you get to do is start selling your services, start creating those avenues for the money to flow. Right. And so for her, the avenues for money to flow, she had one avenue for it to flow into, right? So that was the bank accounts. You have the avenue, right? You have the, whatever programs, services, whatever fun things you have coming. And remember that it's that or something better because it's not the only avenues, right? It doesn't only have to come through your business or only have to come through your work. It can come through so many ways. But when you say, I'm doing my part, money, here you come. This is what we're going to do. This is what the monthly payment is. And this is what gets to happen. the more conviction and decision energy you have telling money what you need from it, guess what? Money's going to provide. This is why, like, Mo Money Date Your Dollars. It is the 5-day. Everybody that's in the B Collective is already in it. Everybody's that's a part of the Queen's Court and everything. You're going to already be in it. It's going to be like a podcast where you get actual challenges, things that you're going to do every single day to really step into your money and heal this money relationship. And what's so cool about the Mo Money Date Your Dollars is that you're going to come into your power with money. You're going to stop begging for money to support you. And you're going to know that that's just the way it is. Money supports me. It supports my desires. That's just the way it is. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? It starts off with you deciding that this is what I desire. So if you remember that money, and remember that money is here only to support you and support your desires, let's think about a relationship. This is the reason why I called Mo Money Date Your Dollars. It's like a dating relationship with money. That's why I called it Mo Money Date Your Dollars, because you're going to be dating your dollars, your euros, or whatever. You're really going to start romancing and like being the magnetic woman, magnetic person, and allowing money to like do everything for you. And so if we think about when you're dating and you're in like the honeymoon phase, and like you're so like magnetic and the guy wants you so bad and he's just really into you. When you say, or even in your marriage relationships, let's think about your husband. If you say, honey, I would like this. In most marriage relationships, the healthy marriage relationships, that husband is going to do whatever he needs to do to make sure he gets whatever you get. He's going to provide. He's going to make sure that he does the work. He's going to put the things together to get it done. Right? So if you think about a loving relationship with money, money is here to be a provider for you. Money is here to support you. You've got to tell it what you need. The problem is, let's think about relationships. Tell me, ladies, how often have you been like, well, he should have known what I wanted for my birthday, as if this person could read your mind? Have you done that even in dating relationships? Like, he's going to know what I want. He should know. No. One of the funniest stories, I think, of Kelly Ripa. You guys know Kelly Ripa of Kelly, Regis and Kelly. I know it's totally different. Kelly and Mark now. She said one of the things that she does is she is so specific. She tells Mark exactly what she wants, so that she's not sitting there like waiting. Oh, he should have known what I wanted for my birthday. No, she's like, honey, this is what I want this year. I would like this and this and this. This is where you can buy it. I'm so excited. Right? And he doesn't have to question. He's not confused. He's not wondering where to go. He's like, here we go. I got you everything you wanted. And then he can also give her something that's a surprise, right? He can also, like, if she says, and I want something, surprise me with something. Like, be so clear. Be so clear. That's magnetic. When you know what you want, you say it, and then you trust. The biggest thing is to trust that he's going to bring it to you. It's not cute if Kelly tells Mark, hey, I want this, this, and this. And then she's sitting there and it's like, did you do it? Did you do it? Where is it? Checking in the garage, like, have you bought it? Looking everywhere, where is it? That's not cute. That's not a good relationship with money. That's not a good relationship with trust. When we think of money, I want you to think of the best relationship you've ever had, where you can be so clear and direct and say, hey, money, I am really excited about this trip. I would like to go on this trip to go to Seattle. And this trip to Seattle, this is where I want to go. These are the things that I want to do. I'd love a little pocket change and some money. And I'd also love some extra money in my account to just sit there and be gracious and be amazing. And so you're so clear. You say, hey, money, this is what we need to do. And so money says, okay, I need you to do your part, right? So create some avenues for me to flow through. So that means the programs, your products, your services, your relationships, whatever it is, however money's going to flow to you, your tax returns, whatever, do your part, fill out your tax return, do all the things, allow it to have some avenues to flow through. and then trust that money's going to flow through, move through, and celebrate every dollar in and every dollar out. Give money hugs and kisses, and I love money, I love you so much. Like, talk to your money, be so excited about it, be that amazing magnetic girlfriend to money, because you've already told it what you want, and trust that it gets to flow. That's you and your power when it comes to money, right? We most of the time we're wounded in our wounded feminine, or we're wounded people when it comes to money. We're begging for money to come, and then when it comes, we tell it's not enough. We're like, ooh, you money boo, right? We're just mad at it. We're asking it for permission to do the things that we want, but then when it does come in a trickle, then we're mad that it's not coming in a flood, instead of celebrating the trickle and saying, wow, how much more can it be? Thank you so much. Think about every time you had a good relationship, when you had a good relationship with a partner, and that person did something nice for you, and you're like, oh my God, thank you so much, I love that. How often were they just trying to do more for you, trying to give more to you, like support you in all those ways? How often? That's how the relationship with money works. That's how it works. So let me say, is that you, Carrie? I think that's Carrie used to say, I hired a way more expensive law firm to handle my divorce, but it has been holding myself back mentally because of the stress of seeing the bills. I need to shift that energy. What I want you to do every time you see a bill, to celebrate and say, wow, I am so excited for this law firm. They are on point. They are doing their job. I'm so happy that this is here. And I want you to kiss the bills and be like, kiss the money that goes out when you hit send. If it's an electronic payment, I want you to celebrate every time and say, thank you, 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 money, for supporting me in this conscious uncoupling. I am so happy. Thank you, thank you. Be in a way of so much excitement about money and how it is here to support you through this experience. Because anytime you look in an energy of stress, or in an energy of like, oh, then guess what? Money's like, not excited to go out the door and like support you. Money is meant to flow, right? Like the ocean waves, right? It comes in and goes out. It comes in, it goes out. It comes in, it goes out. And so you get to trust that it gets to be there for you. Okay. And so everybody's laughing because they've been that clingy girlfriend, or that one that's trying to make him guess he should know. No, he doesn't know. Tell him exactly what you want. And then if you want to be surprised, be happy with the surprise and not disappointed with the surprise. Let the surprise surprise you, and just go with it and but you should have asked what you wanted. If you have an idea of what you want, tell the person clearly. That's going to be more supportive for your nervous system, for yourself, for the relationship. He's going to be happy, you're going to be happy, and you could also ask for other like surprises if you want that, but then be happy with it. Okay. Allison says, I gave my husband a website address for exact things I wanted for Christmas and a list of favorite colors. So 29 years and he still needs specifics. Exactly. I mean, my parents got married in 1969. My mom is very clear with what she wants. Very, very clear. I think that's what keeps everybody happy, because they're so clear and say, hey, babe, this is what I want. So Lauren says, wow, I didn't realize how bad I needed this sermon this morning. I need to treat my money better. Yes. I struggle with only trusting money once it shows up for me and has supported me such a big bill, or after I pay taxes. Yeah, like you've got to think about it. How would you feel if you were only appreciated when, like, in the small moments, right? I mean, the big moments. Like if no one said thank you to you ever, except for when you did something huge. How would you feel if your partner never said thank you to you unless you did something huge? That wouldn't feel good, right? But if your partner's like, thank you, babe, the dinner was delicious, or thank you so much for getting that particular thing that I've asked for, or thank you for your service today, this was so helpful for me. That feels good, and it makes you want to do more. So doesn't money deserve the same thing? Thank you so much for the lights being on today. Thank you so much for this computer, or thank you for paying for the internet, thank you for, the food that I ate today, thank you so much, money. You are in my life in such a surplus, thank you, thank you, thank you. Right? You're not asking it for permission, but you're thanking it for all of the ways it's already showing up for you, which is going to be huge. And that's something that we're going to be doing in Mo Money Date Your Dollars. It's also a big piece of magic money. So magic money is a part of the quantum queen. And in quantum queen, we're going to have a whole week and a couple of days to focus on magic money. Magic money is, there's the masculine aspect of money, and then there's this feminine aspect of money, right? Because we know we both have both energies. And what the magic money is, it's that feminine aspect, the surprise and delight money, the money that comes out of nowhere, the money that's on top, on top, on top, on top, on top. Okay. That is what we're going to have fun with magic money. And it has a big part of what we're learning, you're going to learn in the 5-day Mo Money Challenge, the Money Date Your Dollars, is healing a lot of that relationship with the masculine piece. Because what you want is you want money to support your desires, right? To support where you are, support your needs. And then you're going to, anything on top, everything surplus, everything that's surprise, the pay in fulls, the surprise big tax returns, just all of those things, all of that is all the magic money, the money that you weren't guaranteed, but it's just, of course it came in. Why? Because money is here to support your desires, the bigger desires, the bigger view. And a lot of us, because we don't have such a healthy relationship with our own inner masculine, we find ourselves pushing money away, right? So you're asking for permission from this piece, from money, instead of saying, honey, this is what I'd love. This is who I get to be. And it's putting you back into that beautiful feminine mode of saying, this is what I desire, and I'm going to trust that you will come through. I've done all my part, and I can really allow myself to walk in the energy of knowing that you get to support me. Let's see. Carrie says, thank you so much. Lauren says, so true. Yes, thank you so much for that link. I will pin it. I'll pin that link. And then also we'll drop the link to the Magic Money as well, so that you'll have it. And we put it in the comments. Let's see. Carrie says, I love this vibe of being in a loving, appreciative relationship with money. And what's fun about this is when you play with being in a loving, supportive, like amazing relationship with money, that also trickles into your relationships that you have outside of money. Client relationships, partnership relationships, intimate relationships, all of those. So allow yourself to, not only when you're healing this relationship with money, it's also going to help walk you through how to be in a relationship with a partner, whether it's an amazing love relationship, 29 years of marriage, whether it's 50 something years of marriage, whether it's a brand new wedding, whether you're engaged and on the way down the aisle, whether you have no partner yet, but you're going to call in that amazing partnership. This just healing your relationship with the masculine and allowing yourself to just be in your ultimate, complete, loving, caring feminine, but also in love with your own inner man is going to help you in so many ways. So before I'm going to wrap it up just a little bit, if you have any questions, drop it down. But the most important thing I want you to take away is to stop asking money for permission for anything that you desire. I want you to decide that your desires are divine, they are meant for you. And then I want you to start taking the steps, not spending the money. I'm not saying spending money that you don't have, but what I'm saying is take the steps to planning for this to unfold in your life. So like if it's a trip, the example that I used, if it was a trip, look how much would it cost to fly there? What are the like dates and the times that you want to go? Where are you going to stay? And have fun with it, get joyful with it, and total up that amount. And then say, how much spending money would I like? How much money do I still want to have sitting in the bank? Really play with that energy. Okay. And if you, like, for example, with the coaching thing, so this will help you too, Allison. What I did was I reached out, I got the amount that this mastermind was going to be, got the totals, said what it was going to be. I decided to say, okay, money, you get to show up now. I'm going to continue to show up. I'm going to continue to do the things. You get to expand to support this desire because I know that this gets to be covered. And it was 2 days later. And so what you get to do is say, okay, I've signed up for this. This is the monthly amount. I'm deciding that this is how much I get to receive. I am going to continue to sell, to share, to, do my things every single day and allow the money to flow in. So let's see. Allison says, how do we make a conscious decision on how to spend money? It can seem so frivolous at times. You know what? Let's even get the judgment away. So let's say that maybe you were a little free flowing with the way you were spending money. Let's give your forgiveness and, be like, okay, yeah, I was a little free flowing. That's interesting. What would I like to do now? Right. So we remove the judgment. And then what you get to do is be intentional. Be intentional. This is a word that I'm going to use, and a lot of people hate this word, but I'm going to use it in a way and you're going to love it. So you are a good steward of money, which means that you are responsible for money, not responsible as in the responsibility that our parents put on us. And it was like, you need to be responsible and you need to do, there was a lot of judgment with how responsibility looks. So not that way. The way I'm using the word responsible is that you get to say, wow, I am a steward of this amount, which means I get to be a steward of hundreds of millions of dollars. And then I get to choose how I would love to spend it. I get to choose how I would love to circulate this in the world. So what you get to do is start to say, what ways would I like to circulate this? What ways are going to support me, support my vision, support my soul, support my family, support my desires? And trust that any choice that you make for circulating the money is never a frivolous, it's a circulation, because circulation means that what? It's coming back. And so what you get to do is say every dollar that goes out gets to come back 10 times more. Every dollar that goes out comes back to me 10 times more. Okay, that's one of my, I love to say every dollar that comes out 10 times more. You might want to start off with 3 times more. Every dollar that goes out comes back 3 times more. Every dollar that goes out comes back 3 times more, so that you can take out the shame, blame from dollars going in and out. Because the shame and blame around dollars and circulation has started because women were told that we were frivolous, right? We've been told that we were gold diggers. We couldn't handle money. We didn't know how to handle it. And then we weren't able to even have credit cards in the US, right? Until 1972, right? So there's a lot of underlined, healing that gets to happen when you decide that I am a good steward of money. Every dollar that goes out comes back to me 3 times more. Every time I invest in things that are expanding my desires, every time that I invest in anything that is going to support me, support my family, it is a well-intended investment. And it is working towards, multiplying in my life. And then you get to say, wow, are there times that, is this something that my higher self, or my $10 million me, that's one of my identities. Is this something the $10 million me is spending on? Is this something that I'm doing? Is this something that is going to expand me and make my life or my family's life even much better? That way you can start feeling like you're making these decisions in an aligned way. And that way you get to decide that, well, I'm responsible for this money. And I know that every time it multiplies in my hands, every time it goes out, it comes back way more. And every dollar that I spend is always going to circulation to support whoever, right? So that way you can look at every single investment that you've ever made and say, it was a good investment. That's going to be your homework today. We're not asking money for permission, and we're going to look at everything that we've ever bought as an amazing investment. And so what I want you to do is go into your checking account. This is going to be fun. Go into your checking account and look at, and I'm going to put this as an assignment that's going to be a part of Mo Money Date Your Dollars. You're going to go into your checking account and you're going to look at everything in there, every dollar in and every dollar out. And I want you to celebrate, 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 celebrate. And then you're going to say, good investment, good investment. This was great. The money you went there. So happy with you. So glad you went there. And anything that you look at and you're ashamed or you're feeling guilty about spending, we get to shift that energy. Shift that energy. We get to say, you know what? That's interesting that I feel ashamed of spending that. Why would I feel ashamed? If I knew that money multiplies and if I knew that abundance was unlimited, why would I be ashamed or feeling guilty of any money that I've ever spent? So, in what way did this help me? In what way did this support me? Let's say it was like, let's say you spent a lot of money on like takeout food or something like that. I love on order, Uber Eats and DoorDash, they're my friends. And so if I look and I'm like, oh my goodness, I've spent like half my income on Uber Eats, instead of making myself feel guilty or shame or blame for it, I'm going to say, you know what? That sustained me. That helped me save time from cooking. That also supported me and it gave me nourishment, the nourishment that I needed. Thank you so much. Thank you. This exercise is going to multiply the money that comes in your account. I'm actually about to leave this exercise for all the ladies in the Quantum Queen, and I'm going to leave the same exercise for the ladies in Legend because it is really going to support you and it's going to help you heal any shame or blame or any place that you feel like you shouldn't be spending money. It's going to remind you of the abundance that is in existence and that everything gets to multiply every time you spend, every time money comes in your hand, it gets to multiply, multiply, multiply. Every dollar comes in, that gets to come out. Every dollar comes in, that comes out. It comes back you to you 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times, 9 times, 10 times more. And so that way, there's never a waste. There's never anything that's frivolous, and there's never anything that you need to be ashamed of because shame and guilt are the lowest frequencies, and we are not associating that with money anymore. How about that? No more shame, no more guilt, no more feeling ashamed about what you've done, no more guilt that has been pressed on women for everything that they've spent. Like the stupid thing where women, we buy a cute pair of shoes, right? Let's say we have $100 or $200 or $700 pair of shoes, and then it's like, oh, she has so many shoes. Why is she spending that, right? Guilt, guilt, guilt on women. But does anybody ever tell a man, oh, you shouldn't spend on that $5,000 television? No. No, why? Because he gets to spend on whatever he wants, but anything that a woman wants or anything that's for her and for her delight is something that we want to associate shame with. Say no more shame, no more guilt. Every dollar that I've spent has gone to support me. Every dollar that I spent has gone to expand me. Every dollar that I spent gets to come back to me 3 times more. And I am not allowing shame or guilt to enter into my relationship with money. I am going to love money. I am going to love everything that it's done for me. I'm going to love everything that I have spent it on and I have shared it with. And I'm going to love every time it comes into my account. Okay, let's see. I like that. Ask, is this expenditure aligned with my goals and who I am? Yes. Carrie says, I really appreciate that example of takeout food and delivery. I relied on it a lot when my little one needed to be nursed constantly. He would scream if I would even try to put him down. Exactly. And how much shame is associated with taking out or not cooking from home. And it support everybody needs to also stay out of people's wallets. It's nobody's business what someone else spends on. Let them spend the way they want to spend their money. You get to choose how you want to spend it. And if you want to do it in a different way, then yay. But if you don't, then yay. It's not up to you. And stop assuming what other people need to spend their money on, or what, if they must not be as much as wealthy if they don't buy this. No, that's just how you would spend it. And that's fine. Good. Go do it. You picking up what I'm putting? So yes, let's see. Carrie says, an ex shamed me mercilessly. I love that. No more shame. So that's your assignment. I want you go off, get into your bank account, go back as far as you can, and just continue to like celebrate all of the money in, all of the money out. Say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, money. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for buying this. Oh my goodness, that you get to come back to me 3 times more. You get to come back to me 3 times more and look at every investment that you made and say, thank you so much. I've gotten so much out of this. Thank you so much. I've benefited from this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. So this is good. I didn't even know where this is going to go. I knew that I wanted to talk about money and I wanted to talk about permission, but who knew shame and guilt was going to come in? Because these are the energies that we're going to heal through the 5 days that we're going to have next week in Mo Money Date Your Dollars. And so the way it's going to work, Mo Money Date Your Dollars is going to be in the Telegram group, but it's going to be a Telegram channel. So that means that you'll only see my audios, but you'll have to click in it and then you can talk and you can put, chat and all of that on the responses, but at least it'll make it where it's so clean that you'll only see my post. I'll do most audios. There'll be a couple per day, and then you just listen to them as you need. And then there'll be a specific assignment that you need to do that is going to help you clear and heal the shame with money, the blame with money, and make you a much better relationship, a much better girlfriend, wife, person with money. So that once we get into magic money, we can really tap into this masculine supportive money and we can start to see, yes, I'm doing everything. Money is now here to support me. I trust that I get to have monthly recurring revenue that covers all of these expenses and this gets to grow. Plus, I get to have more on top of more on top of more. And so I'm excited for Magic Money Remastered, which is going to be a part of Quantum Queen. And then, of course, those of you that are in the B collective, we're going to do the MMI, which is the Money Manifesting Intensive. This is something we do every year. It's so good. 30 days focused on money. It's together. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add a Telegram channel for MMI. So I'll add a couple of voice notes and then you'll have your exercises that'll all coincide with what you already have. And we're going to have some fun there too. So yeah. All right, let's see. Perfect timing, especially with the divorce financial paperwork that I'm required to disclose. Beautiful and brilliant and healing energies. Thank you, Christine. You are amazing. Thank you. And this paperwork gets to be filed. And everything is working out in your favor. This whole situation is going to work out in your favor in a way that you could have never imagined. And I'm really excited for you to come back and be like, oh my God, everything's settled. We're good. And it was better than I could ever imagine. That's what gets to happen for you. All right. So I will see you guys later or next week, because this is a weekly experience. And send your friends, tell everyone. Thank you, Duchesses. Thank you, Queens. Thank you, Legends, for coming. And all of you Aligned Solars. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.